Welcome back to Ron White's Vegas Salute to the Troops from the Mirage Hotel and Casino. Please welcome to the stage the star of our show, Ron White.
Very much. I was walking through the casino yesterday, and I was already in a mood because I just got kicked off ChristianMingle.com. Apparently, you can't tell them what you're going to do unto others. You can't. Because it ain't Christian, that's why. Now I'm on the devil's website, Craigslist. Find God's match for you. Really? You think God needs the internet to connect with his peeps, you know? You talk to Moses through a burning bush, and if God talks to you through a burning bush, you have gonorrhea, my friend. And God's saying that ain't a match, so. I was walking through the slot area, and I don't play slot machines. I play blackjack usually for about 2 hours, and I just start shoving hot rocks up my ass. Don't worry, I have a system. I put the big ones in first. And I see this slot machine, it hits. I've never seen a slot machine hit because I don't play slots. I mean, bells, whistles, people screaming, jumping up and down. I think it's one of those life-changing moments where somebody wins an ass load of cash. It was a penny slot machine. The guy just won 67 cents. That's got to be weird to be a penny slot player. You're just looking down at that nickel player going, boy, he just doesn't give a does he? Shoving nickel after nickel. Don't you have a family? We were here this summer. We were walking down the strip, Margo and my wife and I, and they were having a sex toy convention, which is one of the 5 biggest conventions they have all year. And it's where people that own sex shops come buy their stuff. And Margo said, hey, I got a friend that's having a shower. I need to get her a gag gift. Why don't we go? And I said, yeah, it'll be fun. And so we go, and it's huge, booze everywhere. And this one booth only sold dildos. And I walked up to the booth and I said, how much are the dildos? And the guy goes, they're not dildos, they're personal massagers. How much is the personal massager shaped like a big black? How about that? Because we're trying to find a gag gift, and if that doesn't gag her, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to use, a broom handle? Oh, man, everybody is on my ass about me taking better care of myself. I'm like, what? My wife bought me a bicycle thinking I might ride it. It's for sale. And if you're looking for a bicycle, it's a great deal. It's got like 750 yards on it. It was a demo when I bought it. It had 350 yards already on it, but I put the other 400 yards on there myself. And if you want to buy the bicycle, just go to my house in Atlanta, and it's 400 yards from there. You never know what life's going to have in store for you, but if you'd have told me 10 years ago that today I would have the same number of Tour de France wins as Lance Armstrong, I wouldn't have believed it. But here it is, dead-ass tie right now. And I'm still qualified to enter this year. You never know. We did a show in Charleston, and I was reading this article that caught my eye, and it was this couple, they weren't married, and they got in an argument that got so out of hand that it said that she squeezed his scrotum until his testicles popped out. And now I can't eat edamame. This grosses me out, I don't know.
When we return, more Ron White. Welcome back to Ron White's Vegas Salute to the Troops.
I'm 56 now, and I'd like to, I've learned a lot in my life. I'd like to pass on a few tips for you that may enhance your life a little bit. Number one, safety second. That's a big one right there. And here's another one. When other people raise the bar really high, you can walk right the under it. And go to a bar if you want to. And never use Vaseline as a lubricant. I tried that the other night, and I on her. Tastes like I was trying to get a transmission. I brought my son, Tater Tot, who's with me this weekend. I'm so proud of him. He's funny, he's smart. He seems to have my brain's high-end peaks without my low-end problems, and that's good news. And he's good. I was doing a corporate gig in Orlando where he went to college, and I don't get asked to do a lot of corporate gigs because, you know, what do you want your corporate image to be? We were hoping for an overweight alcoholic that smokes and cusses. I think I got this one. Anyway, I wear wild socks, and because I do, people give me wild socks. And I was backstage with my son, and I was putting these socks on, and Marshall goes, Dad, those socks are gay. And I said, chicks dig these socks. He goes, chicks wear those socks. All right, he's my kid. I love his mom. His mom was my second wife. I never had an argument with her. Inevitably, she didn't want to be married to somebody who was always going to be on the road. The only argument I ever remember having with her was when he was a toddler about whether or not we should spank him. And her contention was that if you had an argument with an adult and you disagreed with him, you certainly wouldn't hit him. I said I would if they peed in my face. I'm not kidding. Pee in my face. See what the happened. She busted him with internet porn when he was 15, and I felt so sorry for him because she called me just squawk. And I felt horrible for the kid because when I was 15, I was so horny I could to the Sears catalog. And that's just big girl panties and lawnmowers. I can't imagine being 15 years old and having a virtually unstoppable stream of high-definition pornography piped straight into your bedroom. When I was a kid, you had to earn porn, man. You had to wait till your friend's dad went out of town on business. You had to crawl up in the attic and forage around till you found an 8mm reel. Really, then what? Learn how to work a projector, that's what. And after all that, you got silent, bushy porn. And if there was a soundtrack, it was always so up you couldn't understand it. He'll stick his finger in her ear. No, his penis in her. Watch the movie. We had one friend that was 2 years younger than us, and he went, she put it in her mouth. I didn't know she was gonna put it in her mouth. She's gonna need to brush her teeth. Not yet, but she will. Watch the film. Note to self, put it in her mouth. His mom goes, it's time for you to talk to your son about sex. And I said, well, you're right. He's 15. And he was at my house the next weekend. And I said, Marshall, I need to talk to you. Turn off the TV. And he goes, what's up, Dad? I said, no, I want to talk to you about sex. And he goes, oh, Dad, come on. I said, no, you're 15 years old. It's time we had this talk. And he goes, okay. I said, the clitoris is as sensitive as an eyeball. Is that it? That's all I got. Don't go rubbing on if it's dry. Turn that TV back on, boy. What about safe sex, Dad? It's never safe. Their husbands always come home. It's a myth they teach children. I think the biggest difference between my son and I is his access to information is so complete. You can answer any question you can think of. You can ask it to my son, and he'll answer it in 2 seconds off his phone. He's a computer freak anyway, but it doesn't matter what it is. World geography, a note written in a song 300 years ago, but there it is. When I was a kid, I had to believe my mother. That was my access to information right there. Mama, where do rainbows come from? Well, 3,000 years ago, an 800-year-old man named Noah was commissioned by the Lord to build a giant ship. And all the animals, 2 by 2. You try to run that crap by a kid today, they're like, click, click, bull. Click, click, porn, hey. People on my phone. That's right, put it in your mouth. If my mother didn't know the answer to a question, I had to go to the library, which is a building where they used to store the knowledge. Now it's a place where homeless people piss. My mother used to drop me off at the library, and I was so intimidated by it because it was so big, and the rules were weird. You had to be quiet because the knowledge is sleeping or something. You had to learn a decimal system made up by some named Dewey, and then you had to search a 150,000 square foot building with volumes of knowledge, floor to ceiling, ceiling to floor. You had to cross-reference Dewey's bullshit, the card catalog, and the author's name. And you finally get to the place where the knowledge you seek is supposed to be, and it might not be there. Where's the knowledge that I seek? Hey, somebody else has got it. When are they going to bring it back? They keep it for a month for a nickel. How am I supposed to learn what I need to know? You ask your mother? My mother doesn't know how to work a projector. Thanks so much. You guys have been fantastic. I want to thank the Mirage Hotel and Casino, my second home, for having us. When you come to Vegas, be sure to stop at the Mirage, and maybe you'll win 67 cents or $67,000. I don't know. I want to thank all my funny friends who came out here to help. John Caparulo, Josh Blue, Kathleen Madigan, Ralphie May, Brian Regan. Most of all, I want to thank the troops for their tireless dedication and endless sacrifice to this wonderful country of ours. Go to armedforcesfoundation.org and support them and all the fine work they do for our men and women in uniform. Thanks, and I'll see you next year. Thank you very much. You guys are great.
If there wasn't an enemy, I would like to drive a tank.
I would join the Salvation Army.
Definitely Air Force. I always want to fly, but I mean, come on. They can't get my big ass in there, man. Stop it.
I would be a sniper in the Army.
I would want to be as far away from the action as you can get.
You don't want to mess with this trigger finger, baby.
If you guys need somebody in the back, in the kitchen, I'm your man.
Have I ever been to Iraq or Afghanistan? No. And I'll tell you why. I'm 56 and I'm fat and I'll get shot. I couldn't dodge a damn donut if Ralphie May threw it at me. There's porn everywhere, but the movie that caught my eye was called Fat 2. I would have missed the boat if I was in the porno industry right there. Nobody gonna pay to watch Fat Bull. There's a sequel. I picked it up out of the bin and I couldn't even figure out what it was. It looked like somebody was trying to push a pumpkin through a beach ball.